When you first turn on the dispenser, you're going to see that every one of the circuit boards is flashing empty keg. I'm going to demonstrate on one line how to start the system up, how to prime the system out, what happens when it goes empty keg, and how to change a keg. When you first come in the room, you're going to see these panels, left to right, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You'll see that all the red handles for the regulators are shut off. So the first step is to turn all of those on and then tap the first keg. In this scenario I'm using water, but you take the keg coupler, insert it in the top of the keg, twist it, and pull it down. That'll allow beer to start being injected into the system. Once it's tapped and you have all these gas lines on, you reach up to what's called the empty keg detector and you can see that there's no liquid in it. This little handle here, you turn it and slowly the liquid will start to come into the empty keg detector. You'll start to see it filling. Once it gets to the top, you can shut this valve. The float will have risen to the top and now you have liquid in this vessel. I'm going to go out to the dispenser and show you what to do next. You'll see when looking at the circuit boards, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is not showing empty keg anymore, but there is no beer in the line. That's where this prime button comes in. You press the prime button and you slide this part down. You'll see that there's 4 green lights here. That means that this system is now ready to dispense beer. You cover the valve you're going to prime with a cup. As you can see that it sprays everywhere. So now you'll see, in this case, water coming through. If it was beer, you would wait until the beer runs clear. At the start, it'll have some bubbles. Once it's clear, you hit the stop button, slide this back up, take it out of prime mode, and you're looking at a non-empty keg. Now you would set, while in manual mode, set a cup on here. You press and hold the size that you want to program until the beer starts flowing. Once it starts flowing, once it gets to the desired level, you hit the center button, which is the start, stop, or the bottoms up button. You slide this up, you place it in auto mode, and now, every time you slide this down, it's going to pour the same exact amount of beer. You can see that this is actually filling up like a fuel gauge. Boom, when it gets to the top, it's done. So now, every time you pour a beer, it'll be the same volume. Now I'm going to demonstrate what happens when there's an empty keg. Okay, there's an empty keg hooked up. It'll start to fill. And now that it's got to where it sucked all the beer out of the keg and the float in that empty keg detector has started to drop, it's signaling an empty keg on this line. I'm going to show you how to change a keg. You can see that the float has dropped in the empty keg detector. If you were to walk in the room and you needed to know which one of these was empty, you just look at the one that's got the air gap in it. So we can see that this one's empty. I'm going to tap the new keg, reach up and bleed this off. The float will start to rise as the liquid comes in. Once it's all the way to the top, you close that, and the empty keg will be clear on the other side. Back at the dispenser now, you can see that the empty keg detector lights are off, and we're back to pouring beer without having to prime the line again.